Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Wernette. Today I'm joined by 3 local nonprofits, the Alive Center, Kittenville, and Community Access Naperville.
Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, UC Bank.
You're watching Spotlight, and joining me now from the Alive Center are Lucas and Deb. Good to have you both with us. I'm excited to have this conversation. And Lucas, I'm going to start with you. How did you first connect with the Alive Center?
Yeah, so both of my sisters, I'm the youngest of the bunch. They both did the Alive Center and joined TAB as upperclassmen, but I joined my freshman year, so it's been a great journey so far. I'll be going into my senior year, so I'm excited.
Okay. Now get TAB. Tell me what that stands for.
The Teen Alive Board. So it's a bunch of teens, and we get together and help the Alive Center run. It's truly a great program.
So a lot of leadership opportunities.
A lot of leadership opportunities, yes.
Yeah, good. Deb, now what would you say to people about what the Alive Center does and gives that is maybe different than other organizations?
Yeah, for sure. I think what I see that the Alive Center does very differently from other organizations is that it has a motto of being teen-led and teen-driven. So not only is it just a center for teens and they can come in and drop in, it's for people like us too, who are on the Teen Advisory Board, who are able to take action in the community and create initiatives by ourselves that positively impact the members of our community. For example, we've run programs where we're in assisted livings, giving virtual reality experiences to seniors, taking them to vacations to places maybe they haven't been to in a long time or want to go to. So things like that, these are initiatives that we can create as teens that those opportunities wouldn't exist if it weren't for the Alive Center. So I think it's a really great opportunity that Alive Center brings for us that we can't find much anywhere else.
Okay. It's nice. I mean, you are so driven. I love the fact that both of you, you've stepped up for this. You're doing a lot of work with that to be able to have that outlet, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you get involved with the Alive Center originally?
So for me, the first time I actually moved here when I was in 4th grade, and one of the first things I did once I came to Naperville was go to STEM Day at the Alive Center.
Okay.
And that was really fun. It's actually coming up this weekend for this year, and there's just so many different activities revolving around STEM, and there were a lot of quizzes, Jeopardy, different stations, and I just fell in love with the Alive Center there. But really, it sparked more during middle school where one of my close friends, he was going to try out to be on the TAB. And I also asked him, what is the TAB? What is it all about? And he explained it to me. And I went to the website of the Alive Center and it immediately clicked. And I knew that I wanted to be a part of the organization. So that's really how I got involved.
Okay. I love that story. Look at you both. Really driving things here in town. That's great. So talk a little bit about how you see, Lucas, the impact of what you're doing today. How is that going to impact future generations?
Yeah, so one of the coolest opportunities that I have at the Alive Center is to be a mentor to kids in junior high. So I've been doing this will be my 3rd year being a mentor. So they pair us up with kids in junior high. And it's amazing to see the progress that you make with the next generation. I guess they're only a few years behind us, but
feels like a different generation
feels like
now,
a different
right?
generation. Yes, definitely. But it's very cool to see the impact that we're having on the younger generation, helping them with their speaking skills, homework, even that. We truly do it all, and it's just an amazing opportunity to lead.
Yeah, and give me a story or tell me like something specific that you have worked on with your mentee that really meant a lot to you as well as your mentee.
Sure, yeah. So one of the coolest things I did with my last mentee was we built a robot. So I'm not a super STEM guy, but it was a great opportunity to learn about that kind of stuff and coding and everything. And on the last day, we both gave each other cards like saying goodbye. And he drew a little robot on there, and it was really heartfelt knowing that I made a difference in his life, but he also made a difference in mine.
That's nice. It's a partnership. It's a two-way win.
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
Yeah,
yes.
and that's how mentors and mentees should be, right?
Yeah.
You're learning from them, and they're learning from you. That's wonderful. Good for you for putting the time in. Deb, what would you say? What advice would you give to somebody? You know, you're pretty passionate about it, about coming out and getting involved in the Alive Center.
I would say definitely take the shot, because what I've seen over the Alive Center for me and for others that it's impacted is that it's truly unique but it's also effective and uplifting towards everyone who comes in there. These students, they're able to get a space where they can relax and they can be themselves, but they can also do things that they wouldn't be able to at other places. They're able to take upon challenges or ambitious goals that they can't elsewhere, and Alive will give them the resources to go pursue them. And I think that's very unique, and that's what community is all about. It's about uplifting the next generation, and I think since the Alive Center is already doing such a great job with it, it needs all the support that it can get, and it's definitely worth going to.
Okay, I love that. How about you, Lucas? What would you say to somebody if they were thinking about it?
I would say definitely do it. As a freshman, so I'm not a senior, I was super uncomfortable speaking in front of public places and everything. And the Alive Center just gets you out of your comfort zone, which I think is a really important step to learning and growing. And so I would say to anyone thinking of considering the Alive Center, a tab, whatever it may be, join it. You can always stop if you don't like it, but the odds are you're going to love it. You're going to meet great people like Deb and a bunch of other people on the tab. So I highly recommend it to anyone.
Safe space too, right?
Yes.
As you
Definitely.
said, what I hear you both saying is it's a safe space to try things.
Yeah.
You know, no fear of failure.
Yeah.
Not at all. You're actually encouraged to fail in a certain sense. Really, it's you have these resources, and if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to, it's okay. You can try again, because you'll fall back on the Alive Center and you'll get to try again, and that's really motivating because that helps you understand what you need to do in order to achieve something.
Yeah, that's great. Fail forward, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Just as we're tell us again where the Alive Center is located.
Yeah, so it's right across Naperville North High School, my home high school, so I love it there. And it's just a great opportunity for anyone.
Okay, and how old do I have to be if I wanted to get there? I'm a little older. I think I might not. They might not welcome me there, but how old would you need to be? How old to come and drop in?
Yeah, so anyone in junior high is more than welcome to come. It's a safe place for really anyone, but especially kids. So.
Okay, wonderful. I wish you all the best.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And if you would like to learn more about the Alive Center, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.
Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, Busey Bank.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the college is paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned.
Do you want to keep track of the latest news and events happening in Naperville? If you said I do, then you better believe we've got you covered. With NCTV 17 News Update, get all the local headlines without any of the hassle or subscription fees emailed to you Monday through Friday. Because we believe in everyone's free access to stories that inform, connect, and empower the whole community. Sign up today.
Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, Busey Bank.
Welcome back to Spotlight. And joining me now from Kittenville is Susan O'Day. So nice to see you again, Susan.
Thank you so much for having us back this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, greatest need for your mission, what is it?
Well, certainly I know everybody talks about money, but also very, very important for us are fosters.
Okay.
And fosters are the people who care for the kittens in our organization in their homes until they can be adopted. So our organization is completely foster-based.
Okay.
So what that means is people have these cats, their kittens, in their home caring for them until they can be adopted. And this can be a short-term endeavor, maybe just a couple weeks, or maybe they're taking in a pregnant cat until the babies are born and the babies can be adopted. So that's maybe a couple of weeks to a couple of months.
Okay.
So it can be a longer term endeavor, but fostering is no cost to those who do that.
Okay.
The organization pays for all expenses. Medical is done at our vet. What we need are people who are willing to open up their homes, to provide their time, their expertise, and we give them guidance and support.
Oh, love that. Well, that's a great way of explaining it. And so what might be a common misperception of what you do?
The biggest thing I hear is, well, I could never do that. I would want to keep them all.
Then you have a house of cats.
Then you have a house of cats. Yeah. And certainly I understand that, right? They're really adorable. They're in your home. I just explained you might have them for a month or two or longer. And certainly the longer they're in your home, you might start thinking, well, they're really adorable and they fit in with our family and maybe we could keep them.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. They are looking for a good home.
There's nothing wrong with that. And we always have people who adopt their fosters. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But we have fostered over 700 cats in our home since I've been doing this for 13 years.
Wow.
If I kept 1% of those, it would be really hard for me to split my time between my own cats and those that we are fostering. So for me, that's the line in the sand, right? You have then a house full of cats. One thing we talk about all the time in fostering is goodbye is the goal of fostering, meaning saying goodbye to them. You are now at a point where they are healthy, they are socialized, and they are ready to move on to their new family. And there's really something very amazing about meeting a family and introducing them to this animal who is now going to be a part of their family. And that's a pretty special experience too.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, it's kind of like raising a child and then sending it off. And you foster to get it to a long-term home,
That's
right?
exactly right, yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay. Give us an impactful story, something that kind of brings the mission to life.
Absolutely. So I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible and not be as extemporaneous. One of the things that we are very, very focused on is spay and neuter, reducing the animal population. While everybody loves kittens, there are a lot of kittens out there. And last year, we found out about, through somebody who I know, she was telling me about these kittens that she was going to be adopting. And I was very excited. I said, oh, tell me more. I want to hear about these kittens. She said, well, how young is too young to take them from their mom? And well, that's not a normal kind of question. It turns out it was a friend of a friend whose owned cat had kittens. So this cat wasn't spayed. And so, long story short, we were able to step in and help this family out. They were actually going to take the kittens to animal control. My friend was going to adopt 2 of them at 5 or 6 weeks old, which is really too young to be taken away from mom. But they had no plan to get the mom fixed. She was an indoor-outdoor cat. She was a little on the skittish side. And they had a hard time getting her to appointments. Now, I am in no way, shape, or form shaming anybody who can't get their cat to an appointment. I have friendly cats, and they hide under the bed when they see that carrier come out. So this is not about that. This is about helping people who had a hard time with their cats. So we made them an offer. We ended up taking everybody into our care for foster. We ended up getting mom spayed, up to date on everything, and then she went back to her family.
Oh, okay.
And we got all the kittens up to date on vaccines. We got them spayed and neutered. My friend came and adopted from us, and they all lived happily ever after.
Oh, well, that's a good ending.
Yeah, it is a happy ending.
That ending.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that ending. How does your organization partner with other nonprofits or businesses? And you sort of talked a little, I think you've already kind of wandered a little into that area, but tell me a little bit more if you would, Susan.
Yeah, so we work with other nonprofits for sure, but we also have a for-profit business, and I actually have 3, and I'm going to be as brief as possible. The first one is Starfish Animal Rescue. And when I talk about this, Kittenville itself, we are a nonprofit, but we're not an animal rescue. And that's a state of Illinois designation. It is a path we decided not to go down when we decided to be a nonprofit. There's a lot of paperwork to being a nonprofit. There's a lot more paperwork to being a rescue. And we just decided that was a step too far for us.
Okay.
So we actually partner with Starfish Animal Rescue. They are a rescue. So we are essentially a foster for them.
Oh, I see.
And we let them do the heavy lifting in terms of that paperwork. So we partner with them, and we actually coordinate all of their cat care, and I onboard other fosters into the program and work with them on that. And there are times that we're able to provide additional financial support for their program.
Okay.
So that's a partnership that benefits us both.
Yeah.
The second one is our main veterinary partner. You do not get very far in the world of animal rescue without a strong veterinary partner, without someone who is going to help your animals and who has that same commitment to helping your animals. It's great when you can get them adopted, but if you can't get them healthy,
Yeah, that's the problem.
you're not going anywhere.
Right.
And we personally deal with a lot of young kittens. I deal with pregnant cats, and they have little teeny tiny babies. And not all vets, believe it or not, they don't learn about neonatal kittens in veterinary school. That's not, they see 10-week-old kittens when they first get adopted, and that's what they're used to seeing. And so we partner with VCA Naper Ridge here in Naperville, and they are the people who work there. I honestly could sit here for 20 minutes and tell you amazing things and stories about them. They are the most kind, compassionate, lovely people because they go the extra yard for us.
Okay.
They will look into things, they will try to find things. I bring them my, little train wreck of a 2-week-old kitten and say, I don't know, and they say, let's see what we can find out. They never
Okay.
say they're too young, they're too small, they're too this. They always say, how can we help?
Love
We can't save them all,
Right.
but they try.
But they try.
And to me, that's impactful.
That's a mindset.
It
What's
is.
your third one?
The third one is our partners at Paws for a Cause. They used to be Spey, Illinois, over in Lisle, and they moved this year. So now they are Paws for a Cause, and they are in Naperville. They have a gorgeous facility, and they do most of our spay-neuter surgeries. And they are a high-volume clinic. And not only, though, do they deal with us as a rescue, but they deal with the general public. So anytime anybody says to me, I can't really afford a big surgery, these private vets, they cost a lot, and Lord knows, lots of prices are going up. Their prices are amazing, and they work with the general public. They are some of the most amazing people, and they have huge hearts. Paws for a Cause. They work with us, which we really appreciate, but they also work with the general public, and they are a fantastic organization.
Wonderful. Well, it looks like you have lots going on, and,
Always,
and I
always.
really appreciate you just kind of walking through that process, I think, and really helping people understand how to think about it. Because I think it's, we sort of toss a lot of words out, foster adoption, but what does that really mean? What does that really look like? So
For sure.
It's good that you're in that space, Susan.
Well, I appreciate you having us here to talk about it.
Absolutely. And for more information about Kittenville, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back.
Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, Busey Bank.
This is Busey, where your dreams become moments. With trusted guidance, we'll help you achieve the life you've always envisioned.
It was 3 years ago when I founded an organization, Chinese American Women in Action, CAWA, that I invited NCTV to cover our kickoff event. We created CAWA really at the time when there was a lot of anti-Asian racism throughout the country, and that is when NCTV stepped in to help us spread the message. By covering our events send a message about inclusion, about our traditions, and also about Chinese Americans and Asian Americans' values that sometimes are not really known by our residents. And so CAWA wants to give our community a voice. And I think NCTV helps us to amplify that voice.
Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, Busey Bank.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Wernette, and joining me now from Community Access Naperville is Hannah Clinnett. It's so nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
Now, so let's start off with your mission, and then also, because you're relatively new to the organization, talk a little bit about why you got connected to CAN.
Absolutely. Community Access Naperville is a day program for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Our hope and our purpose every day is to make sure our participants are actively engaging in the community and also contributing to it. It's been a wonderful organization to join. I've been here for about 6 months, and what's really drew me to the organization is the fact that it was started by moms who felt that there wasn't a day program for their children as they graduated from high school. So they built this over the last 10 years, and I am excited to be able to help join them.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, it really is. And I think it's one of the things that I enjoy so much sitting here is hearing about how moms or dads started something to solve a problem for their own child, but then to see how it grows, right?
Absolutely. There are currently over 26 participants that we have throughout the week. We have activities happening Monday through Friday. We have 2 different locations that we're running on Wednesday and Thursday, and we're hoping to open another session on Friday again. And it's grown from 6 participants over 10 years ago to now many people who are coming in, day out, and actively engaging within the community.
Yeah, I love seeing it. And I love seeing when they're out in the community because you always have the bright t-shirts on.
We have our bright green shirts on. It's my favorite thing that everyone put together because everyone knows who we are when you see us.
Yeah, great awareness building. What do you think, Hannah, makes the organization unique compared to others in this general space?
That's a good question. What I've learned is that CAN is unique because, one, we're in the community every single day. Instead of people coming to a center, we have drop off and pick up in one location, but then we encourage our participants to get out into the community.
Okay.
So we'll start by going to local nonprofits, and we're volunteering in the community, going to many different places, and then we go and dine with our neighbors at local restaurants, where we're dining one-on-one with community members. It's really important to make sure that individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities are not just in one spot, but we see them on a daily basis and they're contributing to society.
Yeah, I love that because there's that service component that they're giving back to the community, but then there's the social piece too, right? And you kind of need both sides of that.
We do. After work, everyone needs to have some fun. So we make sure we build in opportunities to go bowling. We visit the local parks. Our participants, many of them, love to go walking, so we go to Morton Arboretum. It's really an opportunity to do anything in the greater area that brings everyone joy.
Okay, I like that. Now, I would imagine you have some partners for the organization. Talk a little bit about how you partner with either other nonprofits, like you talked a little bit with your service, or with businesses.
Absolutely. So our mission, community integration, partnerships are absolutely essential in order for us to do anything. So every day we're going to a local nonprofit, whether it's a local food pantry, and we're volunteering. So we're packaging different items that are given to families who are in need. It's really cool to see how sometimes when we go, there's an entire stack or a pallet full of cereal. And it's like, how can one person package all of these boxes into individual bags for different families? But together, they can do it. And one person opens the box, one person puts the cans out and on these they're cylinders to help individuals count, because not all of our participants can do that.
Okay.
And they're filling the bags that are then given to family members. So every day we rely on nonprofits to help us fill the time, but also to help build that partnership to allow our participants to continue to give back.
Yeah, well, that's a sense of purpose, right? I think for all of us, it's when you get to the end of the day and you go home, you want to feel like you've added value in the world.
That's exactly what we talk about. I met with a volunteer coordinator once, and she believed that everyone has the right to be able to volunteer, and they have gone out of their way to provide opportunities for our participants that may not be able to do it on themselves, but with support from their teammates, they can do it.
Yeah, love that, love that. And talk a little bit about your business partnerships.
We definitely have many sponsors that help keep us going. It's one of those things that we are able to work together in order to continue to create the mission. Our tuition doesn't cover our daily expenses, and we rely on sponsors and we rely on our business supporters to really help push us through.
Okay. And talk a little bit about maybe one thing for the vision, because obviously you've grown such a lot in 10 years. Yeah. Where are you going and what excites you about where you're going?
I think that's something that really intrigued me about Community Access Naperville is they've done so much in 10 years, but the founding parents really have a vision to continue to help them grow and to expand CAN. One thing that I've learned is they get inquiries from parents throughout the entire state. How did you do this? How did you create this program? And we want to help spread CAN into multiple areas. We're talking about South Naperville, we're talking about local suburbs, we're talking about helping other parents who are in other areas that don't have support build something there so they have a great day program for their children as well.
It's a wonderful, I think it's just such a wonderful story, and we talk a lot about it around this table, that we often have so many programs in place for children. But I loved how you said it's adult children, but they're adults, and they still need that support. And so this is one of those wonderful organizations born out of a need that continues to try to evolve. And I love that you're trying to spread that word further.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to spread CAN throughout the whole area. Our board has been, they're very excited to be able to bring me on. I would say one thing that they've been involved in everything. They've been involved with planning every session. They've been involved with the finances. They've been involved with the marketing. The board has done everything. So part of the goal in the next few years is to really bring CAN to a self-sustaining place where staff are the ones that are making the decisions and for planning the days and bringing new people on and recruiting more staff. That's where we're excited to go.
Yeah, well, that's the natural evolution, right? Typically, that's how it works.
Exactly.
That's great. Well, Hannah, thank you so much for coming by and for sharing your story. We appreciate it, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
As you launch into the second half of your first year.
Yes, absolutely.
And to find out more about Community Access Naperville, please go and visit their website. I'd like to thank all of my guests for joining us on Spotlight, and our friends at Busey Bank for their generous sponsorship of today's show. To learn more about the organizations featured on this episode, please visit our website at nctv17.org. And to stay informed about what's happening in our community, sign up to receive our daily news update and like and follow us on social media. For Spotlight, I'm Jane Wernette. Thank you for watching.
Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, Busey Bank.